Hello Swatantra TV viewers. I am Mahima, welcoming you to our English bulletin with latest news, updates and analysis. Investors' wealth on Thursday eroded by 7.34 lakh rupees crore as markets took a heavy beating, with the BSE Sensex tumbling 1062.22 points. Declining for the third day running, the 30-share BSE benchmark dropped 1,062.22 points or 1.45% to settle at 72,404.17. During the day, it tanked 1,132.21 points or 1.54% to 72,334.18. The market capitalization of BSE-listed companies eroded by 7,34,513.48 crore rupees to 3 crores 93,34,896.14 crore rupees. Markets buckled under relentless selling pressure as investors turned risk covers in the ongoing poll season and further lightened their equity exposure to avoid being caught off guard. From the Sensex basket, Larsen & Toubro tanked 6% after March quarter earnings. Asian Paints, JSW Steel, ITC, Bajaj Finance, IndusInd Bank, Tata Steel, NTPC, Bajaj Finserv, HDFC Bank, Reliance Industries and Power Grid were among the laggards. In contrast, Tata Motors, Mahindra & Mahindra, State Bank of India, Infosys and HCL Tech were the gainers. In the broader market, the BSE small cap gauge declined 2.41% and mid cap index dropped 2.01%. On the other hand, auto emerged as the major gainer. Foreign institutional investors offloaded equities worth 6,669.10 crore rupees on Wednesday, according to exchange data. The Congress on Thursday accused the Modi government of aiding drain of wealth from ordinary Indians to crony corporates and said it will end this practice if it comes to power at the center. The Congress attack came a day after Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that Rahul Gandhi had stopped abusing Adani and Ambani and whether his party received money from them in return. On 4th June, as the Congress-led government takes power, the new government will rapidly accelerate economic growth while ensuring that ordinary Indian families are the biggest beneficiaries. Net household savings fell by 9 lakh crores in the last 3 years. Real household savings are at their lowest since 2014. Prime Minister Modi has overseen a drain of wealth from Indian families to Modi's family, Ramesh also said in a post on X, while sharing his statement. Ramesh alleged that India's households are depleting their savings and falling into debt due to the economic mismanagement, incompetence, and anti-people policies of the Modi government. He noted that loans to households have increased from 7 lakh crore to 14 lakh crore in last 3 years. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on Thursday alleged that several infrastructure projects such as ports, airports and defense contracts were given to Adani during the past 10 years. Rahul Gandhi made the allegation at a poll rally in Telangana, a day after Prime Minister Narendra Modi asked why Rahul Gandhi was not taking the names of Adani Ambani in his speeches after the polls were announced. Hitting out at Modi, Rahul Gandhi pointed out that the Prime Minister worked for only 20 to 22 people in the whole of the country and made them billionaires. Alleging that Prime Minister Modi privatized several government firms in order to abolish reservation, the Congress leader said that the BJP wants to abolish reservations while Congress wants to increase them beyond 50%. He said if Congress is voted to power, a caste census will be taken up across the country. Pointing to some BJP leaders' remarks that the Saffron Party wants to change the constitution, he said no force can do it. Earlier, the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi claimed on Thursday that the Lok Sabha election is gradually slipping out of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's hands and he will now try to enact some drama to divert the attention of the country's youngsters. In a video message, he urged young people not to get distracted by the Prime Minister's propaganda and assured them that once the India opposition bloc forms its government on 4th June, it will start the work to give 30 lakh jobs to them by 15th August.
संविधान से पहले हिंदुस्तान में गरीब लोगों के, कमजोर लोगों के कोई भी अधिकार नहीं थे। अगर हिंदुस्तान के गरीब लोगों को शक्ति मिली है तो संविधान से उनको शक्ति मिली है। ये कोई मामूली किताब नहीं है, ये आपके दिल की आवाज है। इसके लिए कांग्रेस पार्टी और हिंदुस्तान के करोड़ों लोगों ने लड़कर अपना खून देकर इसको बनाया है।
ఈ పుస్తకం సామాన్యమైనటువంటిది కాదు.
गांधी जी, अंबेडकर जी, नेहरू जी, इन लोगों ने सालों लड़ाई कर कर, खून पसीना देकर हिंदुस्तान की जनता के साथ ये किताब बनाई। भाइयों और बहनों, नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने अदानी जैसे लोगों के लिए काम किया। 10 साल हिंदुस्तान के एयरपोर्ट्स, पोर्ट्स, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, डिफेंस इंडस्ट्री सारी की सारी नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने अदानी को दी। उन्होंने 22-25 अरबपति बनाए, अमीर लोगों को और अमीर किया। हालत यह है कि 22 लोगों के पास उतना ही धन है जितना 70 करोड़ हिंदुस्तानियों के हाथ में है। भाइयों और बहनों, उन्होंने 22 अरबपति बनाए। अब समय आ गया है हमें करोड़ों लाखपति बनाने हैं। एक ऐतिहासिक क्रांतिकारी काम करने जा रहे हैं। ऐसा काम जो आप सपने में नहीं सोच सकते। ऐसा काम दुनिया की किसी सरकार ने आज तक नहीं किया और इसके बाद दुनिया की सारी सरकार यही काम करेंगी।
ప్రపంచంలో ఉన్నటువంటి ప్రతి దేశం కూడా మనం చేసేటటువంటి కార్యక్రమం లాంటి కార్యక్రమాలే చేయబోతోంది।
नरेंद्र मोदी चाहते हैं कि सारी की सारी राजनीति 22-25 लोगों के फायदे के लिए हो। उन्होंने पब्लिक सेक्टर को, सरकारी कंपनियों को प्राइवेटाइज किया। क्यों किया? रिजर्वेशन को हटाने के लिए किया। देश में और सरकार में ठेकेदारी प्रथा चलाते हैं। क्यों चलाते हैं? रिजर्वेशन को खत्म करने के लिए। लड़ाई इस बात की भी है, वो रिजर्वेशन को खत्म करना चाहते हैं, हम रिजर्वेशन को 50% से ज्यादा बढ़ाना चाहते हैं। और बहनों, हिंदुस्तान में अगर आप पिछड़ों की, दलितों की, आदिवासियों की आबादी जोड़ दें तो ये मेजॉरिटी बनती है। कम से कम 50% पिछड़ा वर्ग है, 15% दलित, 8% आदिवासी, 15% माइनॉरिटी और 5% गरीब जनरल कास्ट के लोग। अगर आप इन सबको जोड़ दो 90% से ज्यादा बनता है, मगर इन लोगों को हिंदुस्तान में भागीदारी नहीं मिलती।
Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra on Thursday termed as an absolute lie Prime Minister Narendra Modi's remarks that her party will put a Babri lock on the Ram temple in Ayodhya if it is voted to power, saying court judgments will be honored. She was speaking at several campaign rallies in Raebareli in Uttar Pradesh. Prime Minister Modi had recently stated at a rally in Madhya Pradesh that he wants the BJP-led NDA to win 400 seats in the Lok Sabha polls to ensure the Congress does not bring back Article 370 in Kashmir and put a Babri lock on the Ram temple in Ayodhya. This is an absolute lie. The Congress party had said a number of times that it will honor the judgment of the court. On Modi's Adani-Ambani jibe, she said Prime Minister Modi has been forced to take their names. Rahul Gandhi, she noted, mentions the names of Adani and Ambani in his speeches every day. Modi had on Wednesday accused the Congress of having a nexus with Ambani and Adani and asked if the party has received tempo loads of black money from the two businessmen for its leader Rahul Gandhi to stop abusing them. Priyanka Gandhi also said that she wants the Prime Minister to read the Congress manifesto before commenting on it. Though he is the Prime Minister and elder to me, her advice is that he should first read the Congress manifesto and then comment on it. He has not read it.
उसको घर से निकाला, संसद से निकाला, प्रताड़ित किया, परिवार के सारे सदस्यों को उल्टा सीधा बोला। इंदिरा गांधी जैसी महान हस्ती जो शहीद हुए इस देश के लिए, उनको देशद्रोही बोला प्रधानमंत्री जी ने। मेरे पिताजी राजीव गांधी जी को देशद्रोही बोला प्रधानमंत्री जी ने। गलत गलत बातें की कि उन्होंने कानून बदल दिया इंदिरा जी से विरासत लेने के लिए। वो कुछ समझ नहीं पाए मेरे परिवार के बारे में। हमें विरासत में धन दौलत नहीं मिली, हमें विरासत में इस देश के लिए मर मिटने का जज्बा मिला है। हमारे एक परिवार के सदस्य को मारोगे, दूसरा खड़ा हो जाएगा इस देश के लिए। दूसरे को मारोगे, तीसरा खड़ा हो जाएगा इस देश के लिए। तीसरे को मारोगे, चौथा खड़ा हो जाएगा इस देश के लिए। हम झुकने वाले नहीं हैं। हम अंग्रेजी साम्राज्य के सामने झुके नहीं। ये क्या है, इनके सामने हम कभी नहीं झुकेंगे। हम इस देश के लिए लड़ते रहेंगे जब तक हम में दम है, जब तक हम में सांस है, तब तक हम आपके लिए लड़ते रहेंगे।
Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy on Thursday said that he firmly backs the idea of providing 4% reservation to the Muslim community. He challenged TDP chief N. Chandrababu Naidu to break up with the BJP as the latter opposed reservation to Muslims. At a massive election rally in Kurnool, Jagan Mohan Reddy took a jibe at Naidu and said that on the one hand, Naidu joined hands with the BJP which stands on removing the 4% Muslim reservation, on the other, to seek minority votes, he comes up with new drama. Come what may, 4% of Muslim reservations will remain and that is YSR Congress Party has given a guarantee on it. CM Jagan Mohan Reddy addressing the public at the election campaigning at Kurnool on Thursday said that be it Muslim reservation, NRC, CAA, or any other sentiments of minorities, the YSR Congress Party will always stand as a pillar, supporting their dignity and honor. As a chief minister, his goal has been to empower the marginalized communities, uphold their dignity, and foster self-reliance among them. Jagan said beyond welfare schemes, the state has witnessed minority empowerment.
ఏపీ మోడీ గారు కానీ చంద్రబాబు రాజకీయం ఊసర వెళ్ళి రాజకీయం ఆయన బాగా ముదిరిపోయిన తొండ ఒక పక్క 4% ముస్లింల రిజర్వేషన్లను రద్దు చేస్తామని శపథం చేసిన బీజేపీ పార్టీతో ఈ చంద్రబాబు జత కడతాడు మరో పక్క మైనారిటీల ఓట్ల కోసం మైనారిటీలను మోసం చేసేందుకు ఈ చంద్రబాబు డ్రామాలు మొదలెట్టాడు దొంగ ప్రేమ నటిస్తాడు కానీ 4% రిజర్వేషన్లను మైనారిటీలకు రద్దు చేస్తామంటా ఉన్న బీజేపీతోనే కొనసాగుతాడట నేను చెప్తా ఉన్నా 600 అయినా 106 అయినా 4% రిజర్వేషన్లు ఉండి తీరాల్సిందే మరి చంద్రబాబు ఇలా మోడీ గారి సమక్షంలో చంద్రబాబు ఇలా మాట్లాడగలుగుతాడా అని అడుగుతా ఉన్నాడు మీ బిడ్డ.
Launching a scathing attack, Andhra Pradesh Congress Committee President Y.S. Sharmila Reddy has accused both N. Chandrababu Naidu's TDP and her brother Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy-led ruling YSRCP of compromising Andhra Pradesh's interests to remain in the good books of the BJP at the centre. Daughter of late Chief Minister Y.S. Rajshekhara Reddy, Sharmila slammed the two parties for not fighting for commitments made during bifurcation like special status, Polvaram project, a new capital and economic package. They didn't fight for special status, Polvaram project, new capital or economic package which were all promised during bifurcation, Sharmila charged while campaigning for the upcoming polls.
కడపలో స్టీల్ ఫ్యాక్టరీ ఉండాలి అని రాజశేఖర రెడ్డి గారి కల. విశాఖపట్నంలో వైజాగ్ స్టీల్ ఎట్లా ఉందో మన రాష్ట్రానికే తలమానికం. అలాంటిది రాయలసీమలో కడప స్టీల్ ఫ్యాక్టరీ కావాలి అనుకున్నాడు రాజశేఖర రెడ్డి గారు. ఆయన బ్రతికే ఉంటే ఎప్పుడో అయిపోయేది. కానీ జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారు ముఖ్యమంత్రి అయినా కూడా తట్టడు మట్టి ఇటు తీసి అటు పోయలేదు. అవినాష్ రెడ్డి గారిని 2 సార్లు గెలిపించినా కూడా ఇటుక మీద ఇటుక పెట్టలేదు. మొత్తం అంతా ఎడారిలాగానే ఉంది ఇప్పటికీ కూడా. మరి అవినాష్ రెడ్డి గారు ఒక్కసారైనా కడప స్టీల్ ఫ్యాక్టరీ కోసం పార్లమెంటులో కొట్లాడా, గొంతు ఎత్తాడా? మన బిడ్డలకు ఉద్యోగాలు వచ్చే ప్రాజెక్ట్, మనకు అభివృద్ధి తెచ్చే ప్రాజెక్ట్, ఒక్కసారైనా ప్రజల కోసం పనిచేశాడు. ఢిల్లీకి వెళ్తున్నాడు, వస్తున్నాడు. ఎందుకు వెళ్తున్నాడు? ఆయన సిబిఐ కేసుల్లో నుంచి ఆయనను కాపాడుకోవడం కోసం వెళ్తున్నాడు. ప్రజల మీద ఉన్న శ్రద్ధ ఎక్కడ? ఆయన కేసుల మీద ఉన్న శ్రద్ధ ప్రజల మీద ఎక్కడ ఉంది? అందుకే చెప్తున్నాం, ఇలాంటి వాళ్ళకు మళ్ళీ ఓట్లేసి మోసపోకండి.
BJP leader Dushyant Chautala has written to Haryana Governor Bandaru Dattatreya, saying the Nayab Singh Saini government no longer commands a majority and sought an immediate floor test. 3 independent MLAs had withdrawn their support to the Saini government in the state on Tuesday, reducing the Nayab Singh Saini government to a minority in the state assembly. In his letter, Chautala urged the governor to direct appropriate authority to immediately call for a floor test. BJP's former ally Jannayak Janata Party told reporters on Wednesday that it is ready to help the Congress bring down the BJP government in Haryana, a day after 3 independent MLAs withdrew support to the ruling party. However, Chief Minister Saini asserted that his government was not in trouble. His predecessor and party colleague ML Khattar also claimed that many MLAs are in touch with the BJP and there is nothing to worry. Air India Express on Thursday cancelled flight operations to 2 destinations from Kolkata due to the ongoing crisis that began after many cabin crew of the airline reported sick. According to officials of the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport here, the airline cancelled Ayodhya-Kolkata-Ayodhya and Hyderabad-Kolkata flights. The sudden mass sick leave taken by cabin crew had put the airline in trouble and it had to cancel around 88 flights across the country on Wednesday. More than 200 cabin crew had started reporting sick from Tuesday night to protest against alleged mismanagement at the airline. The airline cancelled Ayodhya-Kolkata-Ayodhya and Hyderabad to Kolkata, as of now, an Airports Authority of India spokesperson said. These were among the total flights that the airline cancelled on Thursday since hundreds of cabin crew did not report to work. A total of 85 of flights remained cancelled. Notably, the airline sacked around 25 cabin crew for taking mass sick leave on Wednesday. Police have arrested 2 Indian origin brothers in New South Wales following a fatal stabbing in Melbourne. The brothers were on the run since the early hours of Sunday after Navjeet Sandhu from Noble Park was killed and a 30-year-old man, also from Noble Park, was injured at an Ormond home in Melbourne's southeast. The 26-year-old Abhijit and 27-year-old Robin Gartan were tracked down in Goulburn in New South Wales on Tuesday morning, 2 days after a fatal stabbing in the southeast Melbourne suburb of Ormond. Victorian Homicide Squad detectives released details of the men on Monday in an attempt to find them. The arrests were made in relation to a fatal stabbing on Sunday 5th May, where one man, aged 22 from Noble Park, was killed and another, aged 30, also from Noble Park, was injured. Emergency services were called to a house on North Road about 1 a.m. Sunday following reports of a dispute. When they arrived, they found 2 men with stab wounds. Police believe the men involved were known to each other. They faced Goulburn local court on Thursday morning where their extradition to Victoria was granted. in a scathing attack against MIM President Asaduddin Owaisi and his brother Akbaruddin, BJP leader Navneet Rana has said that if the police were removed from duty for 15 seconds, the brothers would not know from where they came and where they went. Rana's blistering attack came in response to a 2013 controversial speech by MIM MLA Akbaruddin Owaisi in which he said it would take them only 15 minutes to balance the Hindu-Muslim ratio in the country if the police were removed. Rana shared a video clip of her making the comments on social media platform X. She was campaigning in support of BJP's Hyderabad Lok Sabha candidate K. Madhavi Lata and others in Telangana on Wednesday. Asked about her comments, MIM President Asaduddin Owaisi said he would like to tell Prime Minister Narendra Modi to give even 1 hour. On Navneet Rana's reported comments that a vote to MIM would go to Pakistan, Owaisi said RSS and BJP have hatred towards the country's diversity and pluralism. The RSS ideology should be defeated, he said. Owaisi said that PM Modi had suddenly landed in Pakistan from Afghanistan and reached former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's residence in 2014. What was it? He asked.
वो छोटा भाई बड़ा भाई ना, छोटा और बड़ा। छोटा बोलता है कि पुलिस को 15 मिनट हटा दो, तो हम दिखाएंगे बोले कि क्या कर सकते हैं। छोटे को मेरा कहना है, तेरे को 15 मिनट लगेंगे, छोटे, और हमको सिर्फ 15 सेकंड लगेंगे। 15 सेकंड पुलिस को हटाया, 15 सेकंड अगर पुलिस को हटाया, तो छोटे को बड़े को ये पता नहीं लगा कहां से आया और कहां को गया। सिर्फ 15 सेकंड लगेंगे हम लोगों को, जिस दिन हम मंच पे आ गए।
बिल्कुल 15 सेकंड दे दीजिए। आप क्या करेंगे? अखलाक का हाल करेंगे, जैसा मुख्तार को किया वही करेंगे, या पीलू या फिर अपना अखबार। बिल्कुल आप दे दीजिए, मोदी जी के पास इख्तियार है, दे दीजिए 15 सेकंड। 15 सेकंड ने बोल के 1 घंटा ले लीजिए ना। हम भी देखना चाह रहे हैं कि आप में कितनी इंसानियत अभी बाकी है या नहीं। करिए। कौन डर रहा है? कौन डर रहा है? हम तो तैयार हैं। ये हम तो कह रहे हैं ना कि करिए। ओपन कॉल कर रहा है, ठीक है, करिए आप। कौन रोक रहा है आपको? दिल्ली में प्रधानमंत्री आपका, RSS आपकी, सब चीज आपका है, करिए। कौन रोक रहा है आपको? बोलते क्यों? करिए ना। बल्कि हमको बता दीजिए कहाँ पे हम आ जाते हैं।
The Election Commission of India on Thursday directed the Jagan Mohan Reddy government to halt the disbursement of 14,000 crore rupees to beneficiaries of various welfare schemes 2 days before the polling for the State Assembly and Lok Sabha. A communication from Election Commission of India to Chief Secretary K.S. Jawahar Reddy stated that the Commission had taken serious note of the planned transfer of 14,165.66 crore rupees to beneficiaries of various direct benefit transfer schemes on May 10th and 11th. This comes despite the Chief Minister having released these amounts over the last 4 months. For example, 6,394 crore rupees was released under the YSR Asra scheme by Jagan at the press of a button on 23rd January, 78.53 crore rupees was allocated under the YSR Kalyan Mastu and Shadi Tohfa schemes on 28th February, 708.68 crore rupees was released under the Jaganana Vidya Divina scheme on 1st March. 1,294.59 crore rupees was allocated for farmers' input subsidies on 6th March, 5,060.49 crore rupees was released under the YSR Chayutha scheme on 7th March, and 629.37 crore rupees under the YSR EBC Nestam scheme on 14th March. It is clear from the provided dates that these funds were announced and allocated in public functions before the Model Code of Conduct (MCC) was imposed on 16th March, the Election Commission said. Thank you for watching Swatantra TV English Bulletin. For a complete and comprehensive English news bulletin, please do watch Swatantra TV every day. This is Mahima, signing off. Keep watching Swatantra TV.